What's up, y'all? It's your girl Mariah, and I'm back with another video. What's up, my babies? What's good with y'all? Hey, today, y'all, I know y'all already seen the title. We are about to do a mukbang. So I just made me a boil. I made it myself. It looks delicious, it smells delicious, and we ready to eat. So I have king crab, I have indolini sausage, I have corn, and then I also made a lobster tail. Last time I ate a lobster tail, I didn't like it. So I tried a new way of cooking it this time. We're gonna see how it goes. I'm just barely starting to dibble dabble into different seafoods because for a long time I didn't even like seafood, but crab is the cheese. So that's what we're about to get up into today. And I'm just gonna talk about a couple things that people have requested to hear about from my surrogacy journey. What else? I guess an update on my surgery, and yeah, we're gonna get right into this video. I did have to readjust my camera, so if I look a little different, that's why, and if I don't, then there you go. But yeah, so we have our shears, kitchen shears, and I made a sauce that is supposed to be similar to the B-Love sauce, but I haven't tasted hers personally, so I have no idea. But let's get on into this food, y'all, because I'm so hungry. I promise I'm gonna start talking soon. I just need to get a little bit of food in my system. Now y'all probably gonna hate me for the way that I open these crab legs, but this stuff be hurting. Like the king crab is so pokey, so I have to cut it all the way open in order to get it. Ow. And I still always end up with some type of scratches, scars, something from these crab legs. Yes, honey. Try this sauce. That's good. Fun fact about me, y'all, I hate the claws. These are my least favorite ones. And for some reason, I got multiples. Really. That's annoying. Oh my God, so many. It's still gonna be good though. I hope y'all can hear me good too, because I don't have a mic on. I probably should have put one on. I didn't even offer y'all a bite. Y'all want some? I'm so sorry. Here you go. Yummy. So how are y'all doing? What's going on in y'all lives? I can tell you what's going on in mine. I'm getting ready to go on vacation, and I am so excited. So I am originally from Chicago, and we are going to be going home to visit family. And we moved to, so just a little backstory. As I'm sure all of y'all know, my husband is a Marine. And we moved to California in 2016. And that was both of our first time living so far away from family, or living away from family in general. So it's definitely hard because of the fact that, like, when you're used to being with your family all the time, and then it basically gets ripped away from you like that, that sucks, you know? And yeah, so we don't go home often. We just, it's expensive for one. His job doesn't really, you know, allow him that much time off to go home anyways. So yeah, so this time that we're going home, we'll be there for a couple weeks, and it'll be very fun. While I'm home, I'm going to be going on a trip with my girlfriends, and y'all will have to find out where we're going. A lot of y'all already know where we're going, but if you don't, stay tuned because it's about to be lit. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be definitely recording videos, maybe vlogging while we're out there. We'll see, but I know it'll definitely be some videos about my trip. Y'all, I swear this is my least favorite part about boils. It's cracking this dang stuff open, especially when it hurts. They need to like file these down or something. I wonder if that's a thing, like when you buy it from restaurants, if they file it down. If any of y'all know, let me know in the comments. I'm curious. Because I feel like when I eat boils at restaurants, it don't be this pokey. I mean, they still be pokey, but like this stuff hurt. I don't know if y'all can see. Can y'all see that? It hurt. This one's just gonna have to come out funky because this one hurt. And I'm hungry. Maybe we'll cut it. How do people not edit their mukbangs? I feel like it's kind of hard to not edit it because there's so many bloopers. Oh man, look at these. See, these are so much better. They're not nearly as pokey. I got these crabs from 2 different places. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Y'all ready? Because I am. I'm going to have to lift the sauce for this one. That is so good. Oh, y'all. This is peach juice, by the way, if anybody's wondering. This is love. Spicy. I need to get into these stories, y'all, because before I know it, my camera gonna down me. So we'll start off with my surrogacy journey, since I haven't spoken on it at all yet. So I started my journey in 2018, in the beginning. I can't really tell you exactly what made me want to do surrogacy, because I get asked that question a lot. But it was a mix from me having a few friends that couldn't conceive, or it was hard for them to conceive, that, you know, I heard about or talked to them about or whatever. And also of me just being a very giving person. And, you know, so I guess the idea just popped up. Okay, so some time ago, I had heard of the idea of being an egg donor. And for those of y'all that don't know, that's when you basically, I guess, literally give your eggs or go through an egg retrieval for women who can't use their own eggs for whatever reason. So I thought about that, and then I thought about the idea of having a bloodline that I didn't know about, because 9 times out of 10 the egg retrieval stuff is confidential. It can, you know, be an open situation, but a lot of times it's confidential. And I just couldn't sit with that idea. There are many people who do it. More power to them. Somebody has to do it. That specifically just was not for me. So with that being said, I went the surrogate route. And the way that surrogacy works is you have embryos that are created that, I hope I'm getting all this right. I mean, I know I went through the whole journey, but my lingo might not be 100%. So they have embryos that are created with either the dad and mom's sperm and egg, or donors of either put together, create an embryo, and then they either get frozen or they get used right away. And with surrogacy, they basically implant the embryo into your uterus, and it can either stick or it won't. It can go either way. I don't want to say it's a 50-50 shot. I don't know the exact statistics, like the numbers, but a lot of times they do fail, and a lot of times it does work on the first try. With me, it just so happened to work on the first try, and it was just wonderful. Like, I could not have asked for a better outcome. So with that being said, I got pregnant, or I had the transfer on July 3rd of 2018. Prior to this, y'all, I'm missing so much stuff because I'm focused on this dang food. Prior to the transfer, I had to start injections. And yes, I did have to give myself shots. At first I had my husband doing them, and then I ended up doing them after maybe like the 4th or 5th one. I got comfortable enough to do them myself, and I had to do them in the car, going places. I had to, you know, it just all types of stuff, because you have to get it done. You have to do it at a certain time, and it has to be done in order for things to go the right way. I even had to do injections on my birthday. And I think that was like the day that I started injections or something, which my birthday is June 15th. And yeah, so but you have to do it in order for things to go the right way. You have to be religious with it. You have to be, you know, faithful and honest. And I did everything to a T the way that I was supposed to. And I'm not going to say that if you do everything to a T, your transfer is going to work on the first time. And I'm not going to say if you do everything to a T, your transfer is not going to work on the first time, if I said that right. But it just, everybody's body is different. Okay, y'all, sorry. My camera just died. And I have absolutely no idea where I left off. But we just gotta make it seem like I left off at me taking shots. Oh, that I had to take shots everywhere. I think that's what I don't know where I stopped. But either way, so fast forward, July 3rd, transfer day. And we transferred one embryo of a baby girl. And she stuck. I probably found out maybe like 5 days later. I was taking pregnancy test after pregnancy test after pregnancy test. Oh, and I also cut some of the crab while I was waiting on my camera. And yeah, I know some of y'all out there mad at this piece because it looks so good and I know y'all want it. So I'm gonna let y'all think y'all have it. Take a little bite, go ahead. But I'm about to devour this, so excuse me while I do that. But yeah, so she stuck. I found out maybe like 5 days later or so, because I was taking a bunch of pregnancy tests and I didn't want to tell the parents that I knew because I wanted to go through the blood, the blood work and all that to, you know, make it official, you know. Because you have to think about it, a lot of these families go through a lot to get to the place that they're at now, or at this point in the surrogate journey or in their parenthood journey. You know, really, that's really what it is. And so you want to be as sensitive as possible to things. So I refrain from telling them that I tested and found out that I was pregnant earlier, just because I wanted to make sure that everything went the way that it was supposed to go and that, you know, there was no chance for a chemical pregnancy or, you know, an early miscarriage, whatever. I don't know. So oh man. Ooh, y'all, I almost lost my whole train of thought there. That was good. But yeah, so anyways, I think about like 12 days after the transfer is when I did the blood draw. When I did the blood draw, obviously it came back with a high beta, but we had to do another one just to confirm. So I think like 2 days later, I went back in and they doubled or tripled or whatever it's supposed to be. So it was good. Basically that meant that everything went well. And which I knew, like in my heart of hearts, I knew that everything was going to be fine. I knew that the transfer was going to take. But again, I had never been through any of this before. So, you know, it's like you feel like it's going to work, but at the end of the day, like you genuinely don't know until it happens. So, or until you get that call back, like you're pregnant. So, that was definitely just like a relieving feeling. I FaceTimed with the parents and I told them, and or no, I think I told them through email because of our time difference. I'm not going to give any information away about the family, but they are from overseas, and so I think I emailed because it was nighttime for them or something like that. And then later on that day we Skyped and I was able to talk to them, and oh my goodness, it's so like, just to be able to do this for somebody else is just so heartwarming and like rewarding. You can't even explain it. Like, I just can't explain the feeling. So anyways, then I had to do the I think at like 6 weeks or something, I had to do the heartbeat ultrasound to confirm that there is a heartbeat, that the baby is developing, and everything was perfect. Then I think at 8 weeks, I did another ultrasound. Guys, I really can't remember the timeline like that, but it was a lot of appointments in the beginning, a whole lot. Honestly, throughout the entire pregnancy, just for the simple fact that it's a surrogate pregnancy that you have to go through IVF for. Any pregnancy through IVF or anything like that, they're gonna do, you know, more. They're gonna take a closer look at your pregnancy and watch you, monitor you a lot more, because of the fact that it's artificial, that it's you know, not the normal way, so to say, to go about a pregnancy. So with that being said, I had lots of appointments, and my appointments were like up north in California. I'm more closer to like the San Diego area, and I had to go up to oh, I forget what the city was called, but maybe like 3 hours north or something like that. Ridiculous. But I only had to do that temporarily until I was released from my IVF, my fertility doctor. Once I was released from his care, then I was able to switch over to my normal OB, which I was so glad to know that I was able to keep my OB from my previous pregnancy that was my own personal pregnancy. So it was just very nice to have the same doctor that already knew me, that already knew my story. She knew that I was doing a surrogate journey. She was so excited for me. She's an amazing doctor. And yeah, it was just the best situation that I could have been in. Now I'm realizing that I have not gone through a timeline. Let me backtrack just a little bit. So I started this journey in February of 2018. That is when I initially called or emailed my application to the agency that I went through. They called me back the next day. I spoke over the phone with one of the I forget what they're called, but like one of the coordinators, I think is what you call them. I spoke on the phone with her, and just you know, we talked about my application and my wishes, and you know, how surrogacy goes, and just to, you know, get a good amount of information about what I'm signing up for, basically. I got matched with, or I had to go through an intense screening process. Man, I didn't talk about a lot, y'all. I had to go through an intense screening process where I got my blood drawn and got checked for everything. I had to get like a pap smear type thing. Not a pap smear, but I had to get checked that way too. I had to get a medical release from a doctor saying that my body is fully capable of doing a surrogacy. I had to get an ultrasound done to make sure that everything was right and tight in there. My husband had to get blood work done. He had to go through all this testing too. We had to both go through psychological testing. It's a lot. I think we even had to do a background check. We had to do a lot just to make sure that we were a good fit for this situation. And you know, it checks out that everything was great. I didn't think that it would be a problem, but again, you never know. There could be unforeseen medical complications that you didn't even know that you had, but I checked out to be great. I got matched with my couple, I want to say in like April of 2018, and then in May of 2018 contracts were signed. June of 2018 I started medication. July I got my transfer. Also in July, found out I was pregnant. Now we're in August, where I'm with my OB. And August, September, one of those months is when I started seeing my personal OB. And from then on, it was like a regular pregnancy. Obviously, the parents came out to visit a few times. They got to go to the 20-week ultrasound, and they got to be a part of a lot of the different things despite how far away they were. I kept them in the loop with everything. I was always, you know, letting them know how appointments went, and I didn't send that many belly photos. I'm just not a photo person. I'm not photogenic, but I was able to send belly photos, some videos of the baby kicking, and it was just an all-around great pregnancy. I didn't have many complications until towards the end. I started having slight complications where my legs and feet were so swollen. I thought that I had preeclampsia. I am not eating, y'all, like at all. Let me fix that. For anybody out there that doesn't like seafood, try it again. Try it again. I did, and now I love it. Crab does not have that fishy taste, because I know that's why a lot of people don't like seafood, which is why I don't like a lot of seafood, because of the fishy taste. Y'all, I just noticed I still have not tried that lobster, and it's probably cold as all hell. It is probably even more disgusting than it would have been in the beginning. Okay, y'all, I promise that's the last time my camera's gonna die. But anyways, back to this story. But yeah, so like I said, the rest of the pregnancy was just like a normal pregnancy. I didn't really have no complications. At the end, I started swelling up pretty bad on my legs and my ankles and my feet. And I thought I had preeclampsia. I was getting checked like every week or every few days or something like that. But it turned out to be fine. I didn't have to get induced or anything. At 38 weeks, I got my membrane sweep, which with my youngest daughter, I got my membrane sweep at 39 weeks with her, and I literally went into labor like 2 days later. So my OB and me and everybody else was like, oh, we're going into labor like tomorrow. So I had everything prepared. My mom came out here to watch the girls for me. Noe was deployed. My husband was deployed at the time. So yeah, so my mom was out here watching the girls for me, and we all thought that it was go time. Days went by, nothing happened. More days went by, nothing happened. I showed up to my next doctor's appointment at 39 weeks, and she was like, she went to check me for dilation. I think I had already been like 3 centimeters dilated or something like that at my last appointment. And so then at this appointment, she checks me for dilation, and I'm like a 4-ish. And she was like, while she's checking me, she's like, do you want me to do another sweep? And I was getting ready to say yes, and I'm like, or if you want to just send me to the hospital, you could do that. And she stopped, and then she was like, you know what, let me call and see if they have space for you. So she comes back in, and she's like, yep, go to the hospital, check in, I'll be there soon, and I'll break your water. That was that. So we went to go get lunch before going into the hospital, and after that doctor's appointment, all during lunch, I started contracting. I was contracting so bad, like every 5 minutes or so. I was timing them. The parents, every single time I had a contraction, they're like, oh gosh, like oh man, this is really happening. So they were already at the doctor's appointment with me, obviously, so they drove to the hospital, and I rode with them, and we got there, we checked in, and I was still contracting. I had a doula. She came very shortly after and was there through the entire process. Oh my goodness, she is just amazing. Amazing. If you're in the San Diego area and you need a doula, I'll put her information down there. because she was phenomenal, and I would not recommend anyone else. Not saying there's not other amazing doulas, but she was wonderful for me. Anyhow, before my doctor even got there, because she said, I think it was maybe like 3 o'clock, and she's like, I get off at 6, I'll be right over, and I'll break your water right away, yada yada. Before she even got there, I was contracting so bad that I started asking for the epidural. And I went in knowing that I wanted the epidural. There was no question about it. I've had it the 2 other times. My first daughter, I refused the epidural for like 17 long hours of labor. And then after that, I was like, you know what? Let me just get it, because it was unbearable. I have really bad back labor every single time. So it was no joke. And after that time, I was like, you know what? The epidural doesn't do nothing bad for me. I'm just going to get it. I don't get no trophy for not doing it. More power to the people who do it with no medication, but it just wasn't for me. So I went in knowing that I was going to get the epidural. And yeah, so I was already asking for it. Then my doctor came. She broke my water. She said that my bag was like bulging. She broke my water, got the epidural. Things started speeding up. Contraction after contraction, but once you get the epidural, you can't really feel anything anymore, so it wasn't a big deal. I definitely was able to get a nap in, not a long one, but I got a nap. And trying to think of what happened after that. Like I said, I don't remember the timeline. Baby girl was born at 8:52 in the morning. 6:52 in the morning, I believe. Amelia was, my eldest daughter, was born at 8:52 in the morning. But baby girl was born at, I think, 6:52 in the morning, if I'm not mistaken. She was born at 6 something. And the delivery part was probably the most rough part of my entire pregnancy, which being, she came out fine. Like, I pushed for maybe like 30 minutes or so, and she came out fine. She's 100% healthy. Beautiful big baby. Big healthy baby, let me throw that in there. She was 8 pounds 1 ounce. And the reason why it was hard for me was because my placenta got stuck. So I'm pushing and pushing, trying to get the placenta out. They're pushing on my stomach. They're doing all types of stuff. If y'all have had kids, y'all know how it goes trying to get that placenta out. And it was not coming out. My doctor, my OB, I'm so thankful that she was able to deliver me because of the fact that I was so comfortable with her. She had to go in full arm to elbow and pull it out. And I didn't really feel much of anything. I felt all the pressure. I felt them pushing on my stomach. That was painful. But like the part of her getting the placenta out and stuff, if anything, I might have been starting to space out to where I just couldn't really feel pain that much. But also I still had some of the epidural. I did start loosening up on the epidural when I knew that it was getting close to time to push. Just so that I could be able to feel myself pushing and, know what I'm doing to prevent tearing so much. And yeah, so she had to reach in and pull it out. I bled out so much, you guys. They had wet floor signs all around the bed because of how much blood was everywhere. I didn't see any of it. They did such a great job at hiding me from all of it, but it was very traumatizing. It was so bad that my doula and the dad left the room. My doula left the room because all of the nurses and everything came in and they told her that she needed to move, that she needed to go somewhere. And obviously she would be the first one to go before the parents or anything. So she just left the room. Literally, when I tell you, like, the whole floor of doctors, nurses, everything was in that room, I'm not exaggerating. The room was legitimately crowded. So she left, and time went by and she wasn't back. So the dad left to go find her. And apparently when they finally came back, the people at the front desk told my doula that there was an emergency and that nobody was allowed in the room. Nobody was allowed back there, which obviously terrified her. I had no idea any of this was going on. I'm like talking to some lady about lashes. Since I do lashes, she had her lashes done, and we were talking. She was trying to keep me awake and alert, one of the other doctors, and she was amazing as well. I don't remember her name, but oh my goodness, she, bless her, because she was great. She, you know, was keeping me awake and stuff, so I was completely, you know, not even paying attention to what else was going on. And they went up to the desk, and I think this is how it went, guys. It could have been the other way around, that he left and then she went to go look for him. I don't know, but either way, they left. And so when they came back in the room, she was frantic. Like, she was like, oh my goodness, like, are you okay? Like, is everything okay? They told me it was an emergency. I didn't know what was going on. Like, you know, it was just terrifying. I had no idea any of it was going on. So I was like, oh, like, what in the world? Like, I don't. She said she tried to call me or text me, but she realized that she had my phone. It was a situation. Nonetheless, I didn't have to get a transfusion. I was close to having to get one though, but I didn't have to. I had to get some injections though, I think, in my arm to help me stop bleeding, and then also to prevent infection, and then from there I was taking some antibiotics to prevent the infection, but steering away from all of the craziness that happened, which I did later find out that is a higher risk of that happening when you go through IVF. I'm not 100% sure why, but I mean, I can only assume that it has to do with, you know, unnatural, you know, forming of tissues and all types of stuff. So that's the only thing that makes sense to me. But with that being said, that's over and done with. Next day, I rested a lot. I slept a lot. I was very tired, not lethargic, but very tired and out of it, and I had to sleep it off. So thankfully in this situation I did not have to care for the baby right away, but yeah guys, it was rough. But what I can say though is, what I do remember is that baby girl was beautiful, is beautiful. It was such an amazing feeling watching them look at their baby for the first time, watching them hold their baby for the first time, watching them admire each other as new parents. It is just such an amazing feeling, and I cannot express that enough, how heartwarming that is to see. They did have a birth photographer that took pictures, but yeah, it was an all-around great experience. It's still to this day, I am still in contact with the parents. I do still get pictures of baby girl. She was born on March 13th 2019, and she's amazing. It's just amazing still being able to see her grow. She's about to be 6 months, and she's blossoming so much. She's moving around a lot. She's babbling. Man, guys, I definitely helped create a family, and I would suggest, if you have it in your heart of hearts, to help someone create their family, because the feeling that you get of this accomplishment, of this, you know, just overjoyed happiness, whatever feeling you get, is just, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it all. And I know when people ask me the question, like, would you do it again? No, I wouldn't. And it's mainly just because of the fact that I'm done having kids. I don't want to be pregnant anymore. I'm young. I'm only 24. I want to live my life. I want to, you know, have my body back. I just got surgery. Like, I'm chilling. I don't want any more kids, nor do I want to be pregnant, bear any more children as well. But I'm so glad that before I decided to go through with the surgery and everything, that I did give the gift of life to someone else. I'm saying so many ums in this. I'm sorry, y'all. Just thinking my thoughts through because I didn't write any notes down or anything. But yeah. Anyways, y'all, this has already been a long video. I think that the surrogacy was probably as far as I'm gonna get today. I have not tried that lobster. It's probably solid cold. But I guess let's move this and bring in the lobster. Oh gosh. I don't know what it is, but I'm just not excited about it. And it's not even big. Oh, y'all. I'm gonna try it with the sauce. Maybe that'll help it. If I spit this out, I'm warning y'all now, I'm sorry. Oh, heck no. It's stuck in my teeth. Okay, y'all. It's official. Your girl don't like lobster. Ooh. Not at all. Okay. Now that we've solved that, yeah, you guys, that's gonna be it for today. I'll go ahead and clear this. But yeah, guys, so I'm just gonna end it here at my surrogacy journey. I've spoken a long time already. I done ate all types of seafood, all types of food in general. I'm full. I'm done talking. And yes, if y'all want to go through the surrogacy, do it. Start sooner than later because the process can be long. There were many women that I came in contact with that were doing this journey for like 2 years plus already and were just barely pregnant. So keep that in mind when going through with the surrogate journey. And yeah, just do it for the right reasons. Stay motivated because it can have, you know, trying moments, but like I said a million times over, it is worth it in the end. Baby girl that I helped create is beautiful, it's blossoming, it's growing, and it's just, it amazes me every day. And yeah, guys, I know there are probably some things that I didn't touch on in this video, like how it affected my home life, like going through with the surrogacy, how the surrogacy affected my mental health, either good or bad, etc., etc. I would probably have to do a separate video on that because of the fact that this video is already entirely too long. But yeah, so we're just gonna leave it at that for now. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much. Comment down below what else you guys want me to see, or if you guys even care to see like a not so much follow up on this video, but like just a little bit more in depth about like my mental health and, you know, different things with that, going through this journey. Give me different video ideas, because I am definitely struggling trying to figure out what kind of content to create for you guys, because I feel like this channel is so everywhere right now that I want to, you know, like I want to hold on to something that really strikes your guys' interest. So just let me know what you guys think that I can do. And yeah, share this video with your friends, with your mama, with your cousins, with your uncles, with your aunties, whoever, to get my name out there, you guys, because I'm definitely trying to create a platform that can be fun and inviting for everyone and anyone of all ages, of all kinds of, you know, whatever. So definitely do that for me. Hit the notification bell down below so that you guys know every single time I post. And yeah, y'all, stay tuned for the next video. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for watching, and I will TTYL. Bye.